Welcome, truth seekers and freedom lovers. This is Makia with the Freedom Articles. It is video number 324 on Sunday, June 7th, 2026. And the Iran war has turned hot again, unfortunately. But I guess there are not that many surprises with this. So what's happened in the last few hours is that Iran launched a wave of missiles at northern Israel. And it said it was doing this because Israel repeatedly violated the ceasefire against Lebanon and was even attacking some parts of the outer suburbs of Beirut. And Iran launched a few missiles against Israel in retaliation for this, and now it looks like Israel is going to be attacking Beirut more fully. But this is a huge, very rapidly moving story, so by the time you watch this, in 24, 48 hours, the situation could be very different. But anyway, for the background to the Iran war that was launched by the US and Israel on the 28th of February this year, check out some of my videos. I've done quite a few, but here are some of the best. Number 290, Holy War, religious fervor tapped on all sides to create World War III. What's really driving the Iran war? New World Order game plan, Iran war to accelerate the Green Agenda 2030. And same COVID-style lockdowns planned this time for energy. So these agendas in the background, whether it's the agenda to put a throttle and stifle the world's energy, the oil and gas and affect fertilizer and food and all of that agenda is still definitely being pushed out. And same as the lunatic messianic cults that run Israel, their agenda for greater Israel and to destroy all their neighbors is still definitely in effect. So even though there's been a ceasefire for a couple of weeks, over a month, a couple of months, it's not really a permanent cessation of hostilities, because we've still got all these agendas in place, and you've still got the overarching agenda of the Satanic cult that runs the world working through these countries to want to push out a new world order. So this is how it manifests in these kind of renewed open attacks. Now, I don't know whether this is going to explode into bringing in more countries into it, such as the US, and whether it's going to just be like a couple of missile exchanges between Iran and Israel. It's too early to say. But what this comes on the heels on is a very interesting statement from June 3rd, 4 days ago, between the representatives of the Lebanese government, the Israeli government, the US government. So it was a trilateral meeting, but it was really a sellout kind of meeting, because basically the Lebanese government, it keeps making deals with the devil. And it actually signed onto this text basically saying that there should only be agreements between the governments of all of these countries, and there has to be a complete cessation of Hezbollah fire, evacuation of all Hezbollah operatives. And, it keeps going on to say basically, any non-state actor, and of course they're referring to Hezbollah because they are the biggest non-state actor in the world in a sense. They have around 100,000 military men, and so they're a very big force, bigger than the Lebanese army itself. And, this is what Israel has been pushing for a while, to basically completely disarm and dismantle Hezbollah so it can only just deal with the Lebanese army, which it's easily going to overcome. And it already controls the Lebanese government. I mean, the Lebanese prime minister and president, they don't really seem to be appreciating Iran's support. They're actually speaking out against Iran. And it seems like from a lot of people within Lebanon and also outside of Lebanon looking on at this, it seems like the Lebanese government is just a captured organization. Now, Rubio, right before this statement, on June 2nd, the day before this statement, said that Hezbollah is not just an enemy of Israel and an enemy of America, but an enemy of Lebanon. So what they're trying to do is turn everyone against Hezbollah, and including the people of Lebanon. But Hezbollah is very, very popular there. There's lots of young men that are signing up to join it because they see that as the only legitimate resistance against the Zionist regime. They don't see that the Lebanese government or the Lebanese armed forces are doing anything other than just collaborating and cooperating with Israel. They're voicing opposition, but they're not really doing anything. Meanwhile, there's all these one-sided deals that are based on Jewish supremacy, and that's what underpins the Zionist regime. So all these one-sided deals, and Hezbollah seems to be the only force within Lebanon that's actually trying to oppose Israeli expansion. This whole statement was actually called by Hezbollah humiliating and insulting, and you can't read it in the exact text, but Hezbollah claims that part of the deal here was that Israel agreed to only refrain from striking Beirut, but not anywhere else in Lebanon. It was free to continue doing that, while Hezbollah was basically told, you have to disarm and completely evacuate the whole area. So, of course, when you have these one-sided agreements, there's always going to create tension from that, and some parties are not going to follow it, and then you end up getting renewed hostilities. But this is all part of the greater plan, because when Israel, I've observed it very closely over the last few years, and whenever it seems to stop fighting, it usually just changes fronts. So it might stop fighting in Gaza, and then it focuses on Syria. And if it stops fighting in Syria, then it focuses on Lebanon. If it stops fighting in Iran, Yemen. So it just changes fronts, and it continues its agenda of greater Israel and expanding out. And I mean, take a look at what's been happening recently. Look at this. Israel kills Lebanese army officers days after declaring no hostile intent against Beirut. So this was from June 6th, 3 days after this statement, yet it's still killing, Lebanese army officers, even though it says it only has an issue with Hezbollah and it has no issue with the Lebanese army. I mean, take a look at this picture here of the incinerated vehicle belonging to the Lebanese army. So this is what Israel is doing to the official governmental sanctioned Lebanese army. Not to mention, it's using white phosphorus, which is a war crime, right? Visual data reveals extent of systematic Israeli white phosphorus attacks on South Lebanon. There's a picture of it. And someone actually, in this article, you can actually see there's a lot of pictures of this stuff. Here we go. Look, Israeli media has released images of white phosphorus being sprayed into Lebanon. They aren't even hiding it anymore. So it's even being showed in the Israeli media, right? May 31st. So Israel has no intention of really having peace with Lebanon. This is just part of their strategy. That they've got a complete strategy, and part of it may be appearing to make peace or appearing to have a ceasefire, but it's just a step in their plan. So that their plan would be something like get rid of Hezbollah, fold it into the Lebanese government, so there's only one army and not two to defeat in Lebanon, and then basically defeat that army in one way or another and take most of the land, probably all the land, but at least initially the southern part of Lebanon, get all the water, which is what they really want, and then just keep pushing up and eventually do to Lebanon what they've done to Gaza and just take the whole thing. So people that are intelligent can actually see this, and there's no way, there's obviously a lot of people in Lebanon that don't see this, but there's also a lot that do. So Hezbollah has a lot of support, but this is the kind of stuff that's going on. I mean, They struck Lebanon. They've been striking Lebanon repeatedly, even though they claim it's a ceasefire. Yet somehow, if you listen to their prime minister and their president, these guys are blaming Iran. Just listen to what he's saying here. This is the president, Joseph Aoun.
It's not your country. It's our country. It's our obligation. It's not your job to interfere into our country. I reject this statement totally, because our people being killed, our houses being destroyed. They are using Lebanon as a bargaining chip in their negotiation with the United States.
When he says that, he means Iran. So he's directing all this anger at Iran instead of the anger being directed at the US or Israel. Israel is the one that's actually conducting the strikes, killing Lebanese people, taking Lebanese territory. But somehow they've got him under wraps, and he's doing their bidding, and he's telling Iran to get out, and saying he wants Hezbollah to be disarmed, and he wants to make peace with Israel. That's all well and good, but Israel's just completely doing whatever they want against Lebanon and showing them no respect at all.
It's unacceptable. And here also, Hezbollah must understand that. Hezbollah must understand that no other way but to sit and talk. No other way to solve this problem and to save what's left except through negotiation and diplomacy.
I wish that was true. Unfortunately, it's not what Israel really responds to, and so it's a very tricky situation. But one thing's for sure is that all of these actors and non-state actors, they're all basically fighting against each other, and the overall effect, whether it's for the people in Lebanon or for the whole world, is that the world's being pulled into World War III. We're pulled into a disastrous situation where it's going to affect oil, gas, food, fertilizer, and everything for the whole world. And unfortunately, this thing is not meant to be resolved peacefully. This is meant to go on for a long time, and it's meant to cause chaos and havoc in the Middle East and the rest of the world. And looks like things are just, the hostilities are getting renewed, and the whole front is opening up again. I'm going to leave it there. As always, don't take my word for it. Do your own research. Please leave your comments, and all links are placed in the show notes below every time. If you like this video and feel that I've earned it, please like, share, subscribe, and follow. My work is on Rumble, BitChute, Odysee, Brighteon, Substack, YouTube, and thefreedomarticles.com.